Hey coaches, welcome to tonight's coaching call. Thank you so much for being a part of what we have going on here with helping you to take your coaching business to the next level and start making more money through sales. So we are going to chat about, during our time together, the 5-part process of making sales in your coaching business. Thank you to Facebook Live who is attending with us. Take a moment to invite your fellow coaches. Give them a shout out to let them know you are live with Coach AJ. I'm about to drop some knowledge nuggets, but first, let me let you know that we have a upcoming live personal life coach certification training with yours truly in the Atlanta, Georgia area. For more information, visit www.fastcoachtraining.com. Again, that's www.fastcoachtraining.com. So the information I'm sharing with you tonight is something that I have used over my last 5+ years as a professionally certified coach. And I've been able to bring in between 85% or more of a closing rate, aka elevation rate, when I talk to potential clients. And this is where I upsell a product, a program, a private service that I have, all encompassing with my coaching services that I offer. So that's why I wanted to give you these tips to help you grow your coaching business tonight through sales. A lot of people think this is a scary word, but after tonight, you'll have 5 additional tips to put in your sales arsenal and go out and make some more money as a coach if you do it right. And so I share different ways to take your coaching business to the next level on our coaching calls. And I just want you to know that just by documenting and consistently repeating the sales, and it's an acronym, s.a.l.e.s, system, then you'll be able to have a repeat success. This is what I use again in my business. And this process has made a tremendous shift in the type of people that I bring into my coaching practice. And it'll make a lot of difference with you in your world of coaching clients as well. So here's a hint. A successful sales, s.a.l.e.s, system or a conversation, it involves 5 steps that you will always need to help you close sales better. And yes, even as coaches, we have to close sales. So the following techniques can fit any type of business, but tonight we're specifically focusing on coaching. And during this call and our time together, just know that this information can be used over the phone if you're coaching, live and in person to get sales. And that way, again, you'll have some tools to help you accomplish your sales goals, hopefully if you're setting them as a coach. So the objective is to help you get to the next level of where you are and get to where you want to be in your sales process and bringing in more clients for your coaching business. Also, the benefits of what I'm sharing with you during our call is based on a conversation that I had with one of my own coaching clients. And they said to me, AJ, you are one of the best sales closers that I know. And what I mean by that is that you don't let people get away from you. You didn't let me get away from you from making a purchase decision, but you tenaciously insisted on closing the sale. So what are 5 things to remember to close better? I have the feeling that I'm letting sales slip out of my hands. So that was kind of a testimonial summary question that sparked a conversation between me and one of my clients who says he really admired, and this is when I take in high-level men coaching clients to help them make more money in their business as well. So this was a client who was bringing in, I think he said around $80,000 in his coaching business, but he still felt like I had something that I could teach him to help him take that 80K to the next level. He said, you're one of the best closers. You didn't let me get away. You tenaciously insisted on closing that sale and give me 5 tips to remember. And so that's where I came up with the acronym s.a.l.e.s for sales. And that's 5. And so because he felt like that he was letting sales slip through his fingers, then he said, AJ, teach me what you know. So as you guys know, I am a business coach for women coaches, helping you to confidently convert conversations to clients' cash checks and credit cards. So tonight you will get to experience kind of what that looks like. So I'm going to share with you what I wish I would have known a little earlier on, because I've studied experts and I took what worked for others and I gave it my own little twist. And then I made it work for me. And so that's what I'm sharing with you guys tonight. And these are talk points that I shared with my client based on what has worked best for me in my business that he could then put into practice right away. And you guys can use it to make the magic happen too. So here are my 5 steps to a successful sales system. Step 1 is the S in the word sales, S.a.l.e.s. And it's part 1 of our 5. And that's when you speak with the customer or client. So again, step 1 is to speak with the customer or client. And think of it like a conversation, not pushy sales. You're not trying to push yourself or your products off onto the client or potential client. But when you think of it as a conversation, look at it like you're on the couch talking to a friend. So when you think of it as a conversation on the couch between friends, just know in the back of your mind that you have something to contribute to their success, and then find out where they feel like they're stuck. This is the start of the sales process. When you start to talk to them in a one-on-one conversation, you're not pushing anything on them. And then you're asking them the question about where they feel like they're stuck. Once you have that moment alone, that private one-on-one chat, you're finding out what's going on with them, let them do the talking, get them talking, because this helps you as the salesperson understand where they are and where they really want to be. And so when you do that one-on-one time to focus on exactly what they say they need, this is your moment to kind of get inside of their heads. This allows them to spill the beans of what they're what they're being challenged with, their hurdles, their struggles. And then it allows them to drop hints of what they really need. So your job as a coach / salesperson is paying attention to the hints that they're dropping, because you're going to be able to speak the language of the client once you listen to what they tell you they need. So keep the conversation at least 90% focused on what the customer and their needs are. And then do like my client told me. He said, AJ, you tenaciously were attacking closing the sale. So what I was really doing was attacking the problem that he said he had. So he noticed that I would not let him walk away from me without getting help with the problem I sat and listened to him with in that conversation that he told me I need. So when you tenaciously attack the problem, not the customer, then you can help them solve it better when it comes to making a sale. And it's going to show them why they need to hire you as a coach. But again, don't push yourself on them. Don't push your products or your programs. Don't push the issue. Let the customer let you know how they believe that you as a coach can help them best based on what they want, not what you say they need. Okay. So just take a moment in that S process and listen. That's part 1. Part 2 is to assess. Now, assess where they are versus where they want to be. Again, this goes into listening, letting the customer know that you've heard them because you've let them talk at least 90%. You're speaking their language because they've spilled the beans and told you what they're needing help with. And because you've sat with them, taking time in that one-on-one conversation and didn't really push any product or program or service onto them, they know that you're listening to where they want to be. So while they're talking, you're taking notes in your head and on paper, and then take a moment to just kind of recap what they've told you and paraphrase what they say they want. So for example, I work with a lot of coaches who say, AJ, I just want to know how to make more money in my coaching business. That to me translates to you need help with making more sales. Hence the coaching call we're on right now. So when you recap and paraphrase what they say they want, take a moment to repeat it back to them. And then give them that ideal scenario of where they say they want to be. So help them dream a little bit about what it looks like to get help with you as a coach. Also, let the potential client know that you've heard how bad they want it. But take a moment to, again, ask them what they've done or where they've been in an attempt to get it. So, for example, a lot of people will call me once they've been through several coaching programs that have not worked. I have gotten calls from people who are celebrities and those who have coached with celebrities, and they still don't feel like they're where they want to be. So that's the first part of this second step, which is assess. You're going to ask and assess what they've already done to get to where they want to be. What attempts have they made to get the solution that you have as a coach? Another thing you want to ask is, what does it look like when they get there? So for example, because I help clients have conversations that convert to clients' cash checks and credit cards, they'll tell me, well, when I'm making more money in my business, it looks like I have another comma in the amount of money in my bank account right now. I have more deposits. I'm waking up to automated payments. I am speaking more. I have a book done. They know what it looks like at the end, but give them that moment to dream by asking them, what does it look like when you get there? And then ask them the question about what it looks like right now for them not to have that end result that you know you can help coach them with. So what does it look like for you not to be making money in your business? Maybe it looks like you have to go get a job. Maybe it looks like you have to return to the same job you just quit. Maybe it looks like you have to pick up an additional job. Maybe it looks like you can't spend as much time doing the things you love with those that you love. So that's a good question to ask a client during the sales process. What does it look like for you not to have the result that you're considering potentially hiring me for? And then ask them what it would look like for them to stay stuck where they are. Now, what I hear is this, you ask them what it looks like. You ask them what it will look like when they get what they want. And then you ask them, what does it look like if you don't make a decision right now to move forward? And so make sure that you're hearing what they're saying and you're paraphrasing, you're repeating back to them what they hear. You're letting them know that you hear how bad they want it, but then asking them what they've done before to get it, what it looks like when they get it, and what it looks like not to have it. And once they are in that moment, again, make sure you're listening, repeating back to them and letting them do most of the talking, because in the back of your mind, you're taking notes, or maybe even literally on paper, you're sketching down what they say. And then allow them again that moment to see what it looks like to not have that thing. So let's say you give them the scenario that I do for my clients, and I say, what does your life look like exactly 365 days from right now if you don't make a change? And that allows them to go down memory lane of not having money, feeling like they have to go get a job, not being able to spend time doing what they love with who they love. So that's step 2 with assess. Step 3 of the sales process is our L, which is listen and leverage. So in this step, you want to actively listen. You want to repeat your client's words, your potential client, and then you want to mix it with your own words. You're not literally verbatim going to tell them everything they say word for word, but put in your coaching talk, your lingo, mix it in with what you offer. Start soft selling. That's where you're telling them what type of help they say they're seeking. And then you're starting to tell them how your specific product or program, your services, the clients that you work with, how what you use can benefit them and satisfy their desire, and then easily and effectively get them to where they say they want to be, because you've taken time as a coach and you've mapped out a successful system based on your own success and based on the success of your clients and helping other people get to where this potential client say they want to be. So speak up. This is your time to step up as a coach. Say something by telling people what you have to offer, and then use that 10% of the conversation. Notice I told you to let them talk 90% of the time. That leaves 10%, which is usually towards the end of the conversation. Use that percentage of the conversation to educate and empower that potential client by sharing what you heard, mixing it with their words, showing them that you were listening, and then tell them that you are able to offer that specific product or service or program that could benefit them, satisfy their desire, and get them to where they say they want to be based on the type of help they say they need from you as a coach. Because there's a reason they called you. There's a reason that you are Skyping or video chatting with them. There's a reason that you're sitting side by side in that moment listening to what they say they need help with. So let them know that you've heard them. You've heard what a difference is making on their current situation, and you have the solution to their problem. And then step 4 is experience and expertise. That's the E in the sales process. This is where you use what you know and you give your potential client value by offering them more than they bargained for in the form of your knowledge, your education, your resources. What I like to do is give a free tip, something that other people may charge them for. Give it away for free. Let them know that you are a giver. You're giving freely. You're adding something to make their lives a little easier just based on what they've already shared with you that contributes to their lifestyle. And that helps them to remember that they like to be listened to and you have listened to them. So this also shows them that you know your stuff as a coach. You're coming from an expert standpoint. Again, don't push them. Don't focus on money or cost, but just put the spotlight on them and their needs in that moment by giving them a free tip, something to walk away with and make the decision to hire you, or maybe even hire you on the spot. but show them in that moment how they can avoid future pain and sticking points based on what you've seen in your own personal journey as a coach, as well as your current client. So you want to share your experience and your expertise in this step. And then finally, step 5 is to solve, serve, and satisfy. Let me say that again. Step 5, solve, serve, and satisfy. This is where you offer a guarantee of service. For example, you've heard of like a money back guarantee. One of my coaches gives credit toward another product or service that she offers. But you want to give that potential client a chance to let them let you know that they're ready. But you're going to show them how you've helped others who were once where they currently are, and you've helped them to come out of that situation. Show them how you save them time, money, help them make money, relieve a current worry, etc. Whatever you coach around, this is your moment again to serve in that moment, to solve that person's problem and to satisfy them with a guarantee and letting them know that you'll be with them every step of the way throughout the coaching process. So check in with your true customer service. This is your inner customer service. Now, I worked customer service almost 20 years before getting into coaching. And that's where this comes in, where you let them know, again, you have a guarantee. You're going to be with them every step of the way. You've helped other people, give some testimonials, and then show them how you are the solution in your coaching services that they need. Offer to stay in touch with them even after the sale. Offer that free touch up, like, where are you now? I'm very good at that. For those of you who are listening right now, you've ever bought a product or service from me, you know I will send an email, place a phone call, send a Facebook message, and see where you are. So offer that for free. That can be a part of your customer service and your guarantee. Give them a free touch up. Where are you now? Check in. And then that's also your opportunity to potentially upsell them on a new product or program based on where they are and what you still have to offer as a coach for their next level. So a lot of coaches say, AJ, how do I keep from giving away everything? Just because they say yes on the spot or yes a few days later, once they consider the conversation that you've had, then you want to also keep enough in reserve to know that when they're ready for their next step, you have another level of your coaching services to offer them. But during the serve, solve, and satisfy process, make sure you're serving their needs on a silver platter by putting their mind at ease with what you have to offer. No matter if this is their first time working with you or they're going to continue on as a long-term client, make sure after every encounter with you as their coach or their potential coach, they leave in a state of joy and in a state of peace. So you want to make sure you're serving them. And because they're your client, they're also serving you in different forms as well. But your job as their coach is to let them know how you can help them make their life better. And then let them leave your sessions with a pep in their step, even after the sales conversation. Let them be happy because you have given them the best service that you're able to by speaking with them, assessing their current needs, listening to them, and then leveraging your experience and your expertise as you serve, solve, and satisfy. And that, my dear coaches, is the 5-part sales process. So as a final note, remember to allow your potential customer or client the freedom to decide whether they do business with you or not. And then feel free to share with them even more success stories and testimonials of past, present, and potential customers or clients that you've coached with or that you have served as their coach to prove the value that you have to offer them. But use your own personal expertise and experience, which is not based on theory, to graciously close the sale. In other words, like what my clients say, with persistence and tenacity. So make sure that you are closing the sale and you're staying in touch, and then you're following up. And the follow-up system is something that I offer in a free resource. If you're interested, just put a comment below saying, AJ, send me the sales follow-up resource, and I'll do just that free of charge. This is my gift to you. So I want to give a moment for those of you who may have a question to go ahead and ask your question in the comment below. I am looking, I'm paying attention, and even if it's after this call right now, I will be happy to come back and interact with you and answer your question about sales. So what questions do you have about making sales? Put them in the comments below. All right. So I don't see anyone in queue on the conference call. By the way, if you are attending this coaching call live, all you have to do is press *6 to be placed in the queue to get your question answered. And again, even if it's after we are no longer live on this coaching call, I will be happy to come back and interact with you one-on-one to get your sales question answered to make sure that you are making money in your coaching business. So guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our coaching call. I want to thank you again for being a part, and just know that there is someone somewhere waiting on you to walk in your destiny so that they can walk into theirs. Because it's when you let your light shine, you give others permission to do the same. And remember that you are the answer to someone's prayer. You've been prepared, dear coach, for such a time as this. So let your light shine so bright that people can find you and pay you throughout this sales process. Remember, there are millions of people waiting on you. Let the world know that you are here. I'm Andrika J. Austin. Thank you again for tuning in, and I look forward to our next coaching call. This time next week, same place. Have a phenomenal night. God bless.